everybody, this is Mary Ellen, coming back with part 2 of this beautiful celestial love story. If you have not seen part 1, please go and look at that. This is about a real-life couple and their journey back and forth across the veil, and the love that they share, and the particular journey that they have as soul beings, as sacred energetic partners. And so the first reading was about the couplehood and a gentleman who came through because the portal's open now at the Libra full moon that's coming in just a couple days. So I'm recording with permission to share this story. I can't say, names or dates or locations, and I'm going to do my best to get the story out. So somebody came for a reading. It was a woman who had lost her husband. And part of what I was saying is this happened. This is a very common experience for me. So she was coming forward to just get some insight about what are the next steps for her, like most people do. And what happened, she started talking about the loss of her beloved. And he showed up here, and he was basically sitting right next to me. And we were doing the reading together because he wanted to speak to her about their love story, about the truth of the things that she knows deep in her heart, about the experiences that they had together, and about his own soul cycle, and the fact that he was never meant to stay here. He came through consciously with a particular mission, which is what most people like me talk about. So he wanted to explain to her the sacredness of their bond, what his mission was, and the fact that he is getting ready to move forward back into pure energy. The portal is open. He was able to come through to give her a kiss and give her a hug and say thank you, a very sacred form of saying thank you through an acknowledgement from the other side, and to let her know that he is now moving forward with his own destiny, and he's moving back into pure energy form and going through the portal with a lot of other souls who are in waiting, who've been in process. So a lot of discussion about that. And then when that reading was done, she and I, and he did a lot of sort of crying and some laughing, and it was an amazing reading. It went on for quite a while. And then when it was done, he wanted to come through yet again and tell her about her story and what her purpose had been in this beautiful soul cycle story of soul companions. And so I'm going to jump in, and we're just going to start. If you haven't seen that other reading, I would put this on pause because there's backdrop there that'll help you understand this one, okay? So we saw her image, Spirit saying, in the reading about their couplehood and about his soul cycle, come through like this. So what happened was, at the new moon in Pisces, the portal opened up, and he was able to literally come through to her and begin to give her the energy that would stimulate her activation in order to contact me or somebody like me who has the capacity to be a medium and to provide this kind of a service. And so, without going into a lot of detail, in short, that was the story. And I got a message from this beautiful woman who said, just want to know about what's going on for me going forward. So we see this beautiful augury of knowledge. That is, oops, I got to change my software. That is the ace, if you will, of pentacles. So it is about earth-based knowledge. Inspiration coming through. That is the beautiful Morfessa. She is the guardian of the sacred places where destiny unfolds. And that is the Leophale stone that she's touching. And I don't know if you can see it because of the way the light is today, but next to the new moon, to the left of that, there's sort of what I call the all-seeing eye. There's the energy that came through. And it did activate her, and it caused her to begin the process of finishing her own actualization in this lifetime. He is meant to go forward into the other realm, and she is meant to stay here. And so they have a relationship that spans across the ages and one of them here and one of them on the other side. And basically my spirit guides will say it's kind of always been that way with these two. They don't always travel together. They come through for lifetimes. You know, we all have lots of soulmates, lots of twin flames, you know, whatever word you want to put on that stuff. We have traveling partners. And sometimes we get to be together because it's part of our destiny. So here she is in the light of this new moon with this destiny unfolding, becoming able and complete transformation. We see the light coming through to her, and she is able to shine it out now upon the earth. This is the message from the spirit realm about her destiny. This is her upon the earth now. And we see this beautiful woman with blonde hair. It's not about a Caucasian woman with blonde hair. Certainly this comes out of Celtic mythology, so yes. But my spirit guides always say it's about the light that's about her head. And it's a little hard to see, but we can see the light emanating. She's come across a long journey. And what she's literally doing, she is dressed in the colors of the universe. She sits, or kneels, if you will, picking herbs and flowers, literally from a gravestone. That is what she does now. That is her destiny upon the earth, is to get her own healing from the factors of her husband's passing. And in the story of this card is about a woman who was a healer, and her brother passed, and that is his gravestone. So we have two stories here about siblings, and it was literally his death that caused the herbs and the flowers to grow up right through his grave. There was nothing that could stop his energy from coming through, and certainly she and I talked about that. And at this point, his energy is coming through now because these portals are open. And look, here's the full cycle. There's the new moon, there's the full moon. He wants her healing from this to be complete so she can go forward joyfully. And it is his death. That was her destiny, is to walk with him through, Spirit's saying, in the shadow of the valley of death. You know that saying, I think, that's from the Bible. I'm not a person who recites Bible verses, but that's what Spirit's talking about. So there's the spirit theme. This is how she stands in this moment. She is meant to gather herbs and flowers and perform the healing that she needs because she is transformed. She is of the universe, even though she is here in this realm. And we see that twice. She is in direct connection with the sacred realm and with one of its inhabitants. So on her human walk, this is her husband. That is the Sacred Passage tomb at Newgrange. And he actually was an Irish gentleman. And so basically the message is, look, this is how I am now. So please be joyful. I am in such a fabulous state of being. I'm really happy. I'm home. And so there he is as a warrior, transformed, the warrior of art. It's the Knight of Cups. Do you see his purple garment? And look at the love that bubbles up out of his hands. Pure energy. So he has been to the Passage tomb through here and back, he's saying, many times because of his heritage. And so he is in that place or someplace like it, and he's getting ready to turn back. He's emerging from the Passage tomb, and he is taking passage into pure energy form now. And he has come through in these moments before the full moon to sit together with his beloved in the light of the moon in order to have a conversation. So the dialogue of art, this is the Two of Cups, the lovers, sacred communication coming through, sitting there telepathically. He wants to talk to her. She's always been, the two of them were very, 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 very devoted, very close, and that's the story in this card. So this is about Merlin, the magician, and in the reading, the first part of the reading, he came through as the magician, so I love that this came through again. And he fell ill, very seriously ill, and he wasn't able to manage himself or his life, and his sister, who was very devoted to him, built this residence for him to be able to see many perspectives and to come and go through many doorways. And he's here, he's saying the word portals. That's what she is to him. She's an anchor for him in these days. And he comes and goes through these portals. It is her energy, her passion, her love for him, still bonded while he's there and she's here. So again, the light of the moon comes. He's moving forward, and he came to let her know so that she can make peace with the story and become free and have her own healing, her own mystical healing. So her identity, according to what's coming through him and to the story, is that she sits as the Queen of Art. That is why she was chosen to accompany this soul, because she is devoted. I'm just going to read from the book, okay? It's pushing me a little bit. I'm trying to stay out of the light. Afternoon's coming on, and the light is not quite perfect. But so that's the Queen of Cups. She sits enthroned in the triple spiral of the life, death, rebirth process. And you see the column that she's in? This is one of the most amazing love stories I've ever had the pleasure of being involved in. And I want to show you something else. Do you see the woman of art and the warrior of art? And here they are. They're both here. So the Queen of Art is a visionary woman able to implement her dreams. She is emotionally mature, loving, sensitive to others' needs. She prefers home to the world at large and is attuned to the resonances of music, poetry, and the arts as soul food. She enjoys a contemplative and creative existence. This is Brigid, the High One, the matron of healers. Do you see how these are connected? Astounding. It's just really giving me chills. So again, look in this direction. He came here after, when his time to reincarnate and come through, he came because she was going to be here to help him with his journey, and vice versa. So this is the High One, the matron of healers and poets. She is the daughter of the great Dagda, and she married a king. Their son was slain, and Brigid then made the first keening that was ever heard in Ireland. Other traditions make Brigid the mother of Brian, and it goes on with about all of this sort of the legend. Brigid is frequently seen as an autonomous goddess of creative wisdom. She is a mother, a teacher of a spiritual lineage claimed by creative people. Her festival occurs on February 1st, or the Imbolc. Goddess Brigid and Saint Bridget of Kildare share the same feast day. Brigid is the mother of memory. She is able to call upon the resources of life to nourish, heal, and instruct. She keeps alive the sacred fires of creativity and kindles our creative flame. So, Spirit's saying that's why she was chosen. And the Spirit's saying, now remember, we're talking about soul, we're talking about energy. So, an energy form that came through into the feminine form in this lifetime in order to serve a role and to forward her own soul destiny together with a partner. I think they've been through a lot. I think they've been together many times. And so because of this journey that she had with this gentleman who literally came through, when he came through, he knew he had a job to do. He wasn't going to stay long, and he needed a very particular type of partner, and called forth, and she incarnated. They met each other, and they had a really beautiful, happy, blissful life, and they were of great service in ways that I'm not at liberty to describe, because I've sworn myself to confidentiality, as I should. So we see this is her human journey in this moment. He's coming forward to sit together with her in these moments as the moonlight unfolds so that they can talk to each other telepathically. He can finish his transition, and she can reclaim her passion and go forward with her life, having been through this incredible life adventure, sitting next to the flames, sitting enthroned in the triple spiral, a high honor, Spirit says. And so here we see Queen of Battle, and certainly in this row, we see the notation of the sacred shamaness, who is here to help warriors make their transition and to guide people back and forth across the veil. It's an incredible array of cards. And above that, this is the bridge card for this beautiful woman that I'm talking about. And Spirit's saying she was chosen for this mission because she literally is the high priestess. And she is able to sit between the temples, between the pillars, at the Temple of Solomon. Keep the secrets that need to be kept, reveal the knowledge that is meant to be revealed, wield all of it, and be in command because of her power. No one gets into the temple unless they pass through the gate that she guards. So Spirit's talking about, aligned with the Queen of Battle. The way this soul journey is happening has everything to do with her identity as a soul on her own cycle. Beautiful. So on the spiritual realm, we see her husband standing before the Akashic records. It's amazing. And she is the one. She is the one who helped him on his journey. And he is getting ready to turn back to enter back into the bowl. That's the Ten of Pentacles. Knowledge about sacred matters. He again has the garments of transformation. He has his sword. He's got his passion on it, his cloak. He's standing with the angels. He's standing in the ancient realm. And he's learned what he needed to learn. That is why he's transitioning again. Spirit says from a quasi, what would look like a human form, back into pure energy. So that's where he's standing at the moment. And he is looking forward. And growth is happening. And then we see the sun. Another indication of his transformation. It is because of the presence of this beautiful woman who has literally walked him to the gateway of his spiritual reunion with source energy. And, the sacred ground of the ancients. Stepping back into pure energy form. It is also about this beautiful woman transitioning through her service, through her ability to perform healing for this soul and to accompany the soul across the gateway. She also is transitioning and coming into her power and her full actualization. It's an incredible story. So we see, again, a story about transformation. What I love about this display, this is the revelation of knowledge. And this is the protector of lore. Incredible. So in the revelation of knowledge, we hear a story about a warrior. Okay, Spirit's telling me to hold this up. About a warrior who lived through many lifetimes, transitioned back and forth. And actually part of the story is he lived a lot of incarnations within one life. So like the story that we're talking about, there is something very significant about this particular lifetime. This warrior saw a lot of battles, and if you knew their personal story, you would understand how well this card fits. It is a revelation because things are being revealed to both of them. He is revealing now source energy information to her. There are a lot of things that I can't say to you, but that's what's going on in the background. So eventually, this gentleman shape-shifted into lots of forms, and we see the notation of elk standing there looking out across the water. Oops, there we go. It's about having stamina for the long journey, and there's the sun coming up again, looking into the source now. We see the spiral just above the elk. This gentleman, in all of his many transitions, one of them, he turned into a fish, and a salmon, actually, and he was served up on a platter, caught by a fisherman, served on a platter to the queen. Okay, now I should have, here we go. So this is what came through in his reading. You see the salmon there as he begins to regestate? Fantastic. So this is the moment we're in now. He was served on a platter, turned into a salmon, caught by a fisherman, delivered to the castle, cooked up and served on a platter to the queen. When she consumed this salmon, he was reborn. And when he came forward again, he was in the form of the great poet Taliesin. It's an amazing story that's coming forward. I'm sure you would all agree. So it is this soul who has passed through the lifetime of this woman for a sacred reading. Boy, that was interesting. Yeah, well, so for this sacred reading, but for a sacred reason is what I was going to say, and Spirit took charge of my tongue. So this is about soulmates transitioning through their soul destiny. And my spirit guides, kind of pushed me to put these readings out. I got permission to do this so that we could all see together what it really means to have a soul journey, what it means to be a spirit walker in a human form. I talk about that all the time, don't I? Let's see if we can put this up here and make it stick. So this is the journey that's happening through the soul energy of a human woman that has a name, but basically is the embodiment of a portal, as all women are here. And we really don't think about that enough, Spirit says. So when the full moon comes, there's the indication of Pisces, the salmon, the fish. See, someone is riding, I don't know if you can see it, riding the energy to go deep into the portal. You can get in that sacred vessel. It's a golden vessel. Put your hands on the oars and sail away to any destination you want. So that is the destiny that's meant for both this woman and her husband at the full moon. He goes forward into pure energy, and she goes forward into the next phase of her life, because Spirit saying they got work for her to do. She's not done. So he came here to finish a cycle in terms of his soul development. He's done the work, and he's transferring into, transmutating into pure energy. She is meant to stay here and to be in the sacred vessel as the moon cycles come forward, because her destiny, not only the woman of knowledge, the queen of art, this is the woman of art. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Look at that. So this is a story about Bo-An. Her destiny was to literally turn into a river. To become highly activated. She turned into the river Boyne. Along that river came up the passage tombs many, many eons later, and her energy literally flowed out over the land. So this is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. It's phenomenal. I really love it. No, I'm sorry. This is the Queen of Cups. I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, Spirit. They're yelling at me. So the woman of art, the warrior of art have traveled together through many lifetimes, and they do have a destiny, and they are pure energy forms that come here and incarnate for a particular type of journey. They're Spirit saying they're sacred buddies. They help each other out because they resonate together. And if you've been listening along, you know my spirit guides talk about your energy set point. Your purpose literally is your energy. And so this is a wonderful illustration of that and of the journey that these people have together, each in their own destiny. She travels forward in her way. He travels forward in his way, because it is what they are meant to do as individual soul partners, coming forward for this beautiful destiny in this way. So I'm eager. We're going to stay in touch. I'm going to be eager to see what her destiny is, because she's done with this rotation, Spirit says. She has walked this beautiful soul partner through a lifetime, through an incarnation. He knew when he came here that he was coming for a short while, and we had a discussion about that. He knew, and he was at peace with it, and he did pass young. He was literally a warrior for justice. It's just an incredibly beautiful tale. So, you know what I'm going to do, actually, Spirit has asked me to pick one more rune. So, if you haven't seen part 1, this is the rune for radical discontinuity. It's about having elemental power and part of the cycle of initiation. So, that's her lifetime. She's here for this reason. And has to do with coming into some awareness. And that's why this revelation, the other reason the revelation of knowledge is here, to help her understand her role. Because Spirit's saying this is her soul cycle that we're seeing here. So she's coming to this moment of radical discontinuity when, you know, somebody who's a tarot card reader gets hired to do a reading, and the first thing that happens is your husband comes through from the other side and says, honey, let's talk, because I'm going forward. I won't be able to be in touch anymore, and I just want to thank you for walking me to the gateway and tell you the whole story of our interactions. It's so much fun. And, you know, we cried all the way through it, as you can imagine. All right, Spirit. Here we have one more message. Spirit saying about all of this, just to help you understand and to help you believe, because these things can be unbelievable. Okay, this is the rune for opening, of course. All right, Spirit, where do you want this? Right here. Spirit says right here. Because the portal is opening at the full moon, which happens to be in Libra, so that balance can come to the story and both these souls can move on into the next part of their destiny. Perfect. Okay. So, the rune for opening. Come on, Spirit, where's the page? Here we go. It is about fire. It is known as the torch. See that? We're talking about her now. This is the rune of opening and renewed clarity. It is for dispelling the darkness that's been shrouding some part of your life until now. You are now free to both receive gifts and to know the joy of non-attached giving. Kano is the rune for the morning of activities, for seriousness, for clear intent and concentration, all of which are essential at the beginning of any endeavor. This is also one of the 13 cycle runes, and the protection offered by Kano is this. The more light you have, do you see the light? This woman sits in the light in every aspect of her life. It's astounding to me. Even this. See? Amazing. All right, so the more light you have, the better you can see what is trivial and outmoded in your own thinking and conditioning. In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up, which you may trigger. Look at this. This woman is incredible. And set in motion through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize that while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other, you exist at the perfect center, where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe merge and radiate. You are that center. And that's why this soul energy being was chosen for this mission, my guides are saying. Because I think both of these individuals have been through many, many travels on their own. They are working very hard at their own soul mission, and at whatever it is, you know, that mysterious thing that we don't have full knowledge of. She does now because things have been revealed to her, and she sits with her partner, her travel partner, Spirit saying, able now to be fully understanding the light that came through each of them that caused them to be attracted, so to speak, so that they could join their vibrations, do the work that was meant to do, release each other, and Spirit says, and keep on traveling. So I love that. There may be more to the story. I think I'm going to probably go out and visit this person. A beautiful bond has happened, and she is sending all her love to each of you. There will be a ceremony on the full moon. I think that's the other piece of this message. And I said it in part 1. If you have a loved one who has passed and you've been feeling their presence, understand that there are many energy forms that move forward when these portals open, moving back into pure energy in order to start their process again, and understand your place in their lives and the reality of what has come through. because of your presence and your energy and the love you were able to offer and the support in the way this beautiful woman did. Okay, Spirit's saying she's not a woman. Energy source. They're talking about energy source, right? We have to have identifiers here in this realm. So that's it. That's the story. Thank you so much for being here. Please click the like button for her and for both of them, Spirit's saying. And Spirit's saying you're welcome. This is just information. I felt that it was really important. These kind of things happen at Moonrise Cottage fairly regularly because this place actually is a portal and is imbued with a certain kind of energy for things like soul travel. So thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful full moon journey. Things have been revealed to you now, Spirit's saying. And if you have loved ones and you feel that they are moving on, Spirit says you can trust that you are correct. You can have a little ceremony. You can sit with them in the light of the full moon. Thank them for the, Spirit's saying the co-walker journey, and release them because they may be moving on, and you will know because you will understand in these moments there's something that's going to make you feel the energy. So again, thanks everyone for being here. Have a wonderful full moon, and know that in at least one place in the world there is a story that is finishing. Beautiful. All right. Thanks everyone. I'll look forward to seeing you. I'm going to have my own little ceremony on the moon. And I think I might take that day for quiet for myself for all these reasons and more. So I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks again. Sending out love. Spirit says love to everyone. Have a great day.